The ribbon is the primary interface component for accessing the various tools and functions in Revit MEP. The ribbon is organized into tabs, with each tab containing sets of related tools arranged into panels. There are three major components to the ribbon. The tabs, which appear across the top of the ribbon, give us access to groups of panels. Inside these panels are individual tools that can be used by clicking on the desired tool. Let's take a closer look. On the Insert tab, you can see the panel names are Link, Import, Load from Library, and Autodesk Seek. If I click on the Annotate tab, I can see a different set of panels with commands related to annotating views. The panels include Dimension, Detail, Text, Tag, and Symbol. Similarly, the Modify tab contains tools for modifying elements. So when you click on a particular tab on the ribbon, you see panels containing groups of related commands. Within the panels, you'll find three types of tools. A button activates a specific tool. A drop-down button contains a drop-down arrow that displays additional related tools. A split button shows the most frequently used tool, but if you click the arrow, the button expands to show additional related tools. Some panels include a small triangle on the panel name. If you move the cursor over the panel name, the panel expands to show additional tools. Other panels include a small arrow in the lower right corner. Clicking on this arrow opens a dialog box. When you use some tools, such as the Text tool, notice that the ribbon changes to show a different set of tools for creating and formatting the text. This is called a contextual ribbon tab because it displays tools that relate only to the context of the tool or element you're creating. Notice that you can still switch to another tab, but the contextual tab remains available until you finish using the particular tool. There are several ways to control the display of the ribbon. This button on the rightmost end of the ribbon lets us toggle through three ribbon display states. If I click this button once, the ribbon is reduced to tabs with each ribbon panel represented as a single button. If I move the cursor over one of these buttons, that particular panel expands to display all of its tools. When I move my cursor away from the panel, it collapses back to show just the tabs and panel buttons. If I click this button again, the ribbon is reduced even more. Now the ribbon is reduced to tabs and ribbon panel names. Again, if I move the cursor over a panel name, that particular panel expands to display all of its tools. When I move the cursor away from the panel, it collapses back to show just the tabs and panel names. If I click this button again, the ribbon is reduced even more. Now the ribbon shows only the names of the tabs. I can click on an individual tab to display the full ribbon tab. As soon as I move the cursor away from the ribbon reduces back to just tab names. If I click the button again, the ribbon is restored back to full ribbon. Notice that I can also click on the small arrow to the right of this button to display a shortcut menu. Here I can choose to minimize the ribbon to tabs, minimize it to panel titles, or reduce the ribbon to panel buttons. When I choose one of these options, clicking the adjacent button toggles just between the full ribbon and the specified ribbon display. If I choose Cycle Through All, Revit MEP reverts back to its default behavior of cycling through each ribbon state as I click the Ribbon State button. Within any ribbon, you can click and drag a panel to relocate it within the ribbon. You can also click and drag a panel off the ribbon and into the drawing area or the desktop. When you drag a panel off the ribbon, it will remain visible and its tools will remain available even if you switch to a different ribbon. To return a panel to the ribbon, move the cursor over the panel until you see control bars, and then click the button in the upper right corner. This will return the panel to its proper ribbon, even if the ribbon is not currently visible.